So guys, this video slash pickup dates back to the year 2018. So this is a real throwback. Now, I was obviously walking and I was pacing a girl or walking fastly behind the girl in order to catch up so I can do my stuff. Now, here's the thing. This is the first key point of code approach that I want to give to you guys. When approaching a girl from the back, you never want to do it directly in back of her. Like if you check out this still shot right here, right now that you're seeing, you would see that I'm actually off to the side a bit. I'm actually off to her left. So I'm not directly walking behind the girl, which would seem a bit, I wouldn't say weird or creepy, but it would seem a bit socially awkward and off. The girl might feel startled if I were to directly open from the back. So this is why you want to open from the side. You want to do it over the shoulders, and that is why you see me walking to the left of the girl. So whenever I do open her, whenever I do break the ice, it's not going to be as startling as if I were to just, you know, creep up from directly behind her trying to talk. That would definitely startle her. So you have to be to the side of her somewhat. And you will see exactly what I mean as I get the clip rolling right now.
Listen to the same thing?
Now, she was a bit startled, but nothing to phone home about. And by the way, when I opened her, I motioned with my fingers for her to take out her headset, the earpiece thingy. I also was listening to music, so I had my headset on. So I told her to take hers out.
I said, I bet we're listening to the same thing.
What are you listening to?
I Wanna Sex You Up by, I think it's R. Kelly or Genuine, one of them.
Now, I could have picked any song in the world to tell the girl that I was listening to. However, I chose to say I wanna schmex you up by R. Kelly or Genuine, and which is not by R. Kelly and Genuine, but it doesn't even matter. But the point is, why did I choose a song that was so sexual opposed to a song that was not? Again, as I always preach to you guys, you want to set a sexual frame from the start. All right, you want the girl to see you as a guy who's a potential romantic item. All right, so that is why I chose a song. I chose to tell the girl that I'm listening to a song that is sexually suggestive, that is very raunchy. Okay, so now the girl knows from the get go, from the jump, that hey, this guy is a very sexual guy. Therefore, there's no friend zoning going on. That's not his intention. And this guy's very bold, audacious, and straight up.
I listen to Chase song. Surf it up.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Totally on two different pages. Not that I was thinking about I Wanna Sex You Up, but that's literally.
So I'm like, it's not that I want to schmix you up, but that's literally what I was listening to. That's what I said to the girl, which I was not listening to that song anyway. But guys, you want to plant these sexual seeds early. And that is what I did. I plant a sexual seed in the girl's mind from the get go. This is why you always want to do that, guys. Everything I do is strategic.
What I was listening to. Yeah. And the dress you have on doesn't make it any less.
So, another sexual spike, as we would say in old school pickup in game. I dropped another sexual spike by commenting on her dress. All right, so what am I doing here? I'm checking the girl out. I notice her dress, which is pretty tight, pretty sexy. So now, again, I'm beginning to get the flirting started. So the girl knows I'm checking her out. Again, I'm doing more stuff that's going to keep a friend zoney vibe at bay. All right, I'm commenting on her dress. I'm getting real sexual from the get go. So that is what you want to do. All right, guys.
I feel very
And if you are comfortable with him, there's a problem too. Either he's gay on the down low, or you think he's ugly.
Yeah, but
No, look at you.
he's
You're just
good.
like
He's
working it.
awesome.
Who are you
I
talking
don't.
about your boyfriend? I want to talk about you working it
Oh,
right
thank
now.
you.
Yeah. So you're
So the chat had slightly veered off into a little um gambit, I would say, about her boyfriend. So it was all related to the previous topic. So what it was, basically, I was like, if your man lets you wear such a sexy dress outside, I mean, either he's gay or it was something along those lines, guys. I mean, give me a break. This was 2018. I don't quite remember, but it was something along those lines where I'm like, the dress is too sexy for you to be wearing in public. If your man is cool with that, then either he's rainbow or something along those lines. Needless to say, I cut the conversation as far as on the boyfriend right away. That is called a boyfriend destroyer in pickup. So you never want to belabor the point about the boyfriend. You never want to ramble on about the girl having a boyfriend, because that's the last thing you want to have on the girl's mind. All right. So she told me she had a boyfriend, so that's why the topic came up. But never dwell on the boyfriend or a relationship.
working it. You're knocking competition out the box. Okay.
Countryside.
And you live like close up.
That's why I'm walking.
So you poor. Oh, okay.
No, it's not far.
So the
You
land.
know where the two, the two gas stations are.
Yeah,
right
right there. See, I'm learning today. I'm learning. And because you have some like excuses.
Don't think that
Because you really wanted to cheat. Yeah, so he dissed you.
That's
No, he
why I
dissed you.
have love marks on.
So, guys, in spite of the fact that I try to keep the conversation away from her boyfriend and the relationship, it came back up since we were talking about where she live, or does she live in the area, and her boyfriend happened to come back up in the conversation. So I'm like, okay, you know what? I think your boyfriend ditched you today. That's why you're walking by yourself. That's why your boyfriend is not walking with you. He ditched you. So I was, that's how you want to do it. Whenever again the boyfriend comes up, these things are called boyfriend destroyers. So you either talk the boyfriend up, or you you make him seem like a beta, basically. So that is why I mentioned what I mentioned. Or even make him seem like an alpha, which is that, hey, he ditched you, he didn't want to be walking with you. So either way, make the boyfriend seem like a beta or an alpha. That either one, either extreme. All right. So and she replied with, "Oh no, well, I have a hickey on my neck, and so my boyfriend and I are actually on good terms."
My neck because I was with him the entire. I slept at his house.
Wow.
Hello.
You are doing real good. So what days would be the best for us to like hook up?
I immediately changed the topic to something more polarizing, to something very polarizing. So I'm like, so what day would be the best for us to like hook up? Which guy would say this to a random stranger upon a cold approach? We haven't been speaking for like literally, it's less than 2 3 minutes. I know there are jump cuts in the video that I had segments that I had to cut out, but it was literally nanoseconds. So this is the entire interaction so far, and here I am telling the girl, so when are we gonna hook up? What's the best time we're gonna hook up? So guys, I always teach y'all this. When in set, when chatting up girls upon a cold approach, you always want to be polarizing. You want to be audacious. You want to say stuff that will shock the girl. All right? Always say things that will make the girl go, "Wow, damn, really? You are bold." How did the girl take that? She was receptive, right? She laughed. She wasn't offended by it. So, guys, always mix in humor with boldness. I teach you that all the time. Whenever you want to get sexual with a girl, you mix in and blend humor with the sexual. So the girl will never get offended.
Would it be like a Monday or like a Friday?
Not here. I work.
Oh, you work.
Yes, of course.
Okay. Not really support you. You just stay home and just.
But no, I like to be independent. I like my own kind of stuff.
Red flag on the play. Guys, whenever a chick who's in a relationship talks this independence crap, know for sure that she is predisposed to cheating. All right? That is one of the biggest giveaways and a red flag of a woman who would possibly cheat. Is they tout themselves on being this independent chick, which they're not, but that's just typical modern woman. Okay? And I literally set it up anyway. I made a video about this a while back where I said, like, you want to test a girl's independence because, modern women, like I said, they love to tout the fact that they're independent, even though they're not. So, what you want to do is you want to set them up by getting to buy into that frame, and that is partially how you get a girl to cheat on her boyfriend. You get a girl to cheat on a man by putting her independence on the line, by questioning it or having her admit that she's an independent girl. So that is exactly what she did. She has a man allegedly. However, she wants to be an independent girl anyway. All right? Totally, total red flag whenever your chick said she's an independent girl. Because that's literally telling me, in other words, I'm free. I can do whatever I want. No one is going to restrict me. Okay? That's literally what it means when a girl tells you she's an independent woman, especially if she's in a relationship.
Contradiction. If you're independent, you would tell me, you know what, date, time, place, and you just do whatever you want to do and say screw having a boyfriend because I'm independent, I do my own shit. So that's a contradiction. You're not independent.
Real quick. What am I doing here? I am calling her bluff on her independence. I'm calling her out. I'm basically telling her, you're not an independent girl. You're just bluffing. You ain't about that life. What do you do when you call someone's bluff? They're going to try to prove you wrong. All right. So, again, this is why I said this is where I set this up. All right. So now I'm going to get her to play into this I'm an independent girl theme. All right. That's how you do it. Everything is strategic that I do, guys. And you might say to yourself, but Kenny, if I'm new at pickup, how is it that I'm going to get to the point where I could just flow with everything being strategic without me actually being in my head thinking? Again, guys, with practice, with time, you will become great at this to the point where everything flows. Even though it's strategic, even though it's a tactic, everything would just flow naturally over time. Okay?
I'm just kidding.
Oh,
Be goofy, guys. I can't stress that point enough. Be goofy. Do not take the process of picking up women and meeting women and cold approaching seriously. Be goofy, guys. All right? You never want your interactions to come across as though it's a formal gathering, as I always tell you. Be goofy, playful, lighthearted, punning, cracking jokes. Not like a comedian. You don't see me being comedic, but I'm just not taking the process seriously. That is how you attract women. Build a playful frame. Kidding, kid with her, push pull.
Defense, walling, or it's a 5 minute walk from Saddam City, you know what I mean? So
I don't know if you've noticed, but we're literally having a conversation about her cheating on her man. That's literally what the conversation is about right now. Her cheating on a man, her hopping over the wall or the fence or the gate into my dwelling and doing what we're doing, which would be cheating. We're literally having a conversation about that, cheating on her boyfriend. All right, guys, that's just how it goes. All right, you want to always create those dynamics because at the end of the day, women love taking risks and chances. All right, so if you build a theme where it's like, okay, if she has a boyfriend or a husband, you're gonna cheat on your boyfriend or husband. Here's how we're gonna do it. All right, as I said, playfully so, as you saw me do previously in the previous clips.
see, I
I
think it was
don't
meant to
really
be.
walk.
Oh, we're walking distance. Do you live like walking distance?
I hate walking.
Yeah, but I can like send a cab. It won't even cost $20.
At this point, as you can see in the still shot, I threw my arm around her neck. As you can see. Why did I do this? And how did I do this? Again, it's strategic in timing. When I mentioned what I mentioned previously, when I said, but we live in walking distance, that was a cue for me to put my arm around her neck or her shoulders. or my hand on her shoulders, as you can see. It's hard to explain. I'm gonna be real with you. It's hard to explain the perfect timing, right? But you do that on not a humor spike, which you could do it on a humor spike, which is when you say something that makes the girl laugh. But you can also do it, as I said, when I said to the girl, I'm gonna send a cab for you, $20 cab, so you can come to my crib. It's a playful, lighthearted moment, and that is a cue of when you want to throw your hands around a girl. Again, if I were to do exactly that, to hug the girl at the wrong moment, it would have went bad. Meaning the girl would have shrieked, she would have recoiled, she would have moved my arm, she would have done something that created a more awkward moment. But nothing awkward happened, right? The girl didn't flinch, she didn't shriek, she didn't recoil, she didn't pull away. So it was perfect timing, right? Perfect timing, guys. And like I said, with game over time, you would get this perfected. You're gonna fumble it, a time or two, or even many times when you first start. Because I fumbled this a lot when I try to throw my arms around a girl. I fumbled it a lot. But again, with time, you would get great at this and your timing would be perfect, as you saw with when I did it. The girl didn't have a problem. My hand was around her shoulders or her neck literally for about mm, 20 to 30 seconds. Okay? Perfect timing, guys.
It's like $20.
My boyfriend would have to say.
He wouldn't know. There's certain things your boyfriend should not know. Like, you keep those things a secret. You know what I mean? Don't tell him like a guy is gonna pay your taxi fare for you to go and get romance. Exactly.
No,
you can't do that. Yeah, you know what I mean? Don't like with a bulge in the sweatpants.
So I'm basically building a cheater's theme. So as I said, everything we've been talking about over the previous seconds or minutes is about her cheating on her boyfriend. So I'm like, girl, you can't tell your man everything. You can't tell him that you're gonna go see me. You don't have to tell him I'm gonna send a cab for you. That should be a secret. All right. So I don't speak about this much, but here's one thing I want to point out. I'm a very what's the word? What's the adjective? I'm a very sleazy guy in set. Whenever I interact with women, as I said, upon cold approach, I'm very sleazy. Okay? The average guy thinks sleazy would turn a girl off. I beg to differ, as you see me do all the time. My sleaziness, whether online game or in person, never ever give girls the ick, never turns them off, it never gets me rejected. Girls love guys who are sleazy. Girls love guys who are chauvinistic. Girls love guys who are what's the other one that they love to use? Just you name it. Toxic, misogynistic, you name it. Everything that we were told that are bad and or is bad and that girls hate, those are actually the things that attracts them, or the thing that attracts them. Okay? I know it's a mind fluck, but that's just what it is. We were told that girls do not like forward, obnoxious guys. They do. Okay? I'm very sleazy in my interactions. Girls love it. It's all about timing. It's all about humor. It's all about how you get it done. All right? Because, like I said, if you do it the wrong way or at the wrong time, it may create an awkward situation.
Oh, sorry, bro. Let me cover up. Yeah. See, that's why I hate wearing sweatpants. You know what I mean? It creates like this sort of bulge that I don't want to be showing.
So, apart from girls liking sleeves, why did I actually do that? Why did I talk about a bulge in my sweatpants, which didn't exist, but it doesn't matter? Why did I do that? Again, to create sexual tension, to create sexual spike, to get the buying temperature or her buying temperature going. In other words, it's flirting, sure, but is, as I said, it's done in order to get the girl's mind on, you know, schmecks, to be politically correct. So that's basically why you do these things, and this is why I did that. I'm sort of trying to get her randy a bit. Again, guys, when I interact with girls, it's always a sexual theme because I want the girl to know that this is about hooking up. All right? There would be no mistake in the girl's mind of my intentions. However, you cannot, and we all know this, if you don't know by now, you can't just approach a girl and come out and say, direct to her like, hey, my name is Kenny and I want to bang you. I want to hook up. Let's go. You can't do that because you're going to get an instant rejection. So, the best way to go about conveying that you want to smash her is to do what you see me doing. Being sleazy, being forward, sexual, so on and so forth. All right? That is the closest thing you can do to communicating to a girl that you want to have sex with her. All right? So this is why I'm doing what I'm doing.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Well, don't wear any
sweatpants. Not me. What about you? Blame it on you. Come on. Look at what you have.
Oh, it is hot.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Oh, you mean the dress? Or the weather?
The weather.
I was thinking that you talking about the dress extremely hot and everything.
Oh, no.
Okay. But how old are you anyway?
Not a little. I'm 21.
You're 21?
Yeah.
Goddamn, babe, I'm old enough to be a dad.
Why would I tell a girl that I'm old enough to be her dad? Why would I do that? What are the logics here? Remember what I always talk about in previous videos. The art of false disqualifiers. False disqualifiers meaning you as the pickup artist, for instance, you would say something or some things to the girl within the interaction that would somewhat come off as though you are eliminating yourself from the ball game. For example, you're saying stuff that would seemingly be a turnoff. Because like I said, no guy wants to say, "Oh, I'm too old for you. I'm old," or "You're too young." No guy would want to say that. However, again, you do want to say stuff like that. "Oh, I'm old enough to be a dad." "Oh, girl, you're too young for me." Because you are doing this false disqualifier in order to make the girl qualify herself. All right? You disqualify yourself by that statement, and now the girl would want to prove herself. If you're like, I'm old enough to be a dad, the girl, if she's into you at this point of the pickup, she will qualify. She would say something like, "You're not old. That's not old." Or she would say something like, I'm old enough. I'm not no little girl." That's her qualifying. And you would actually see this girl do just that by mentioning her boyfriend and I are pretty much in the same age group. That is her qualifying. So by me saying I'm old enough to be her dad, meaning I'm too old for you, she qualified by saying, "No, you're not, because you and my man, y'all are in the same age group." Qualified. That's how you do it, guys.
I'm 35.
Oh, really?
Oh, not quite, but And like I said, I want. No, I'm just gonna.
48. My boyfriend is 30.
What? See, me and your boyfriend is just right there. Exactly. You see how much we have in common? You actually like guys in my age. And I bet you we're the same complexion, me and your boyfriend.
Exactly.
Close? Ah. I'm not gonna walk further because it's gonna look like we was having sex in the bushes.
Me being sleazy and pervy again. Okay? With no repercussions as far as the girl being weirded out, the girl rejecting me, the girl feeling offended. None of that. Women love sleaze. Women are the biggest pervs on the planet.
So no, Kenny. K-E-N-N-Y.
Yeah. If you don't want to get lost.
We're listening to the same thing? I said, I bet we're listening to the same thing.
What are you listening to?
I Wanna Sex You Up by, I think it's R. Kelly or Genuine, one of them.
I'm listening to song, Surf It Up.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Totally on two different pages. Not that I was thinking about I Wanna Sex You Up, but I'm just saying. That's literally what I was listening to. Yeah. And the dress you have on doesn't make it any less, you know.
I feel very.
And if you are comfortable with him, there's a problem too. Either he's gay on the down low, or you think he's ugly.
Yeah, but
No, look at you. You're just
good.
like working.
Awesome.
Oh, why are you talking about your boyfriend? I want to talk about you working it
Oh,
right
thank
now.
you.
Yeah, so you're working it. You know, you're knocking competition out the box. Okay.
Countryside.
And you live like close up?
Yeah, that's why I'm walking.
So you're poor. Oh, okay.
No, it's not far.
So the
You
land.
know where the two, you know where the two gas stations are.
Yeah, right
there.
there.
Just down the road.
Yeah. See, I'm learning today. I'm learning. Yeah, because he had some like
Ooh.
excuses.
No, we didn't ditch
Because
me.
he really wanted to cheat. Yeah, so he dissed you.
That's
No, he
why I
dissed you.
have love marks on my neck, because I was with him the entire. I slept at his house.
Wow.
Hello.
You are doing real good. So what days would be the best for us to like hook up? Would it be like a Monday or like
I
a
don't
Friday?
think because when he's not here, I work.
Oh, you work.
Yes, of course.
Okay. Not really support you, you know, and you just stay home and just...
But no, I like to be independent. I like my own kind of stuff.
Contradiction. If you were independent, you would tell me, you know what, date, time, place, and you just do whatever you want to do and say screw having a boyfriend because I'm independent, I do my own shit. So that's a contradiction, you're not independent.
I'm independent.
I know you, I'm just kidding.
Oh,
I'm just kidding.
good.
Yeah, just
On
right
the
there.
left side,
Yeah, so we live pretty close, so hooking up wouldn't be hard. You just climb over the fence, well, wall, and or it's a 5-minute walk from Sudden City, you know what I mean? So you see, I think it was meant to be. Oh, we're walking distance. We live like walking distance.
I hate walking.
Yeah, but I can like send a cab. It won't even cost $20. It's like $20.
My boyfriend would have to say.
He wouldn't know. There's certain things your boyfriend should not know. Like you
That is
keep
true,
those things a
but-
secret. You know what I mean? Don't tell him like a guy that's gonna pay your taxi fare for you to go over
like
and
him?
get romance. Exactly.
No,
You can't do that. Yeah, you know what I mean? Don't like with a bulge in the sweatpants. Sorry, bro. Let me cover up. Yeah. See, that's why I hate wearing sweatpants. You know what I mean? It creates like this sort of bulge that I don't want to be shown. You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Well, don't wear any more
shit.
sweatpants.
Not me. What about you? Blame it on you. What on it? Look at what you have on.
Oh, it is hot.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Hot.
Oh, you mean the dress? Or the,
Oh, no,
the weather?
The weather.
You know, I was thinking that you talking about the dress extremely hot and everything.
Oh, no.
Okay.
No,
But how old are you anyway?
Not a little.
You
I'm
said I
21.
You're 21?
Yeah.
Goddamn, babe, I'm old enough to be a dad. I'm 35.
Oh, really?
Well, not quite, but you know. And like I said, I want. No, I'm just gonna.
48. My boyfriend is 30.
What? See, me and your boyfriend is just right there. Exactly. You see how much we have in common? You actually like guys in my age. And I bet you we're the same complexion, me and your boyfriend.
Exactly.
Close? Ah. I'm not gonna walk further because it's gonna look like we was having sex in the bushes. So
One second. Let me just pull up my app. You said Kenny?
no, Kenny. K-E-N-N-Y.
Yeah. If you don't want to get lost.